everyone, it's Natalie here, and welcome to my channel, Find Joy in the Journey. Today, I am going to harvest a good bit of the lettuce, Swiss chard, and these gorgeous kale leaves. I apologize for the noise because Josh is home from school today. As you can hear, he's over here singing. So I tell you what, I'll basically tell you what I'm going to do, but then I'm going to have to go mute because if not, Josh is going to sing through the entire video. I don't want to put you through that, okay? So basically, let's start with doing the kale. I'm going to go mute so you don't have to hear Josh, okay? Okay, you guys, this is what's left after the harvest. Look, there's lots more airflow, and I left a lot of leaves so they can regrow. Okay, let me show you what the harvest looks like. There we go. Nice. Guys, my buddy Josh went inside, so let's see if I can do a little more harvesting without him singing in the background. Okay, let's go to the Swiss chard and the lettuce. All right. Okay, with the Swiss chard, you harvest it basically the same way as you do the kale. You're going to start with the leaves at the bottom. It actually, ideally, to tell you the truth, the smaller leaves, I'm using shears, these are the most tender, and it's best to harvest when they're smaller and tender like this. But because I didn't get around to it, and also this is my first time really growing it, it's like I'm not sure, I wasn't sure when to harvest or not, but I did my research like I always do. And you want to harvest it when they're about this size, nice and tender like that. But the larger leaves are also just as good and still edible, right? And you want to leave the center. You want to leave the center for it to, this is another cut and come again type of plant. Like the larger ones, but the larger ones like this that I let go for a while, they're still good to eat. Now this one's kind of tattered and in bad condition, but they suggest that you cut away the stalk because it is stringy. But the leaves are still just as tender and you can eat those. But for the larger ones, like I said, just cut away that stringy stalk before you eat them. Okay, so I'm going to do this to the whole plant. I'm going to, starting at the bottom, cutting away those larger leaves, and you leave the center. Okay, look at these are nice and tender. This one's kind of damaged. Well, that's okay. I'm seeing the ladybugs, and guess what? I'm leaving the ladybugs alone. I hear that they're good to have, so the ladybugs will be okay. Look at the pretty colors. This one is called Bright Lights. So you can see that some are this pretty yellow. And look at this one. The different colors, I like that. But I'm leaving some. So there we go, it'll regrow. Continue to regrow throughout the season. Now I planted these because they were cold hardy. I planted these at the end of December, early January, I believe. So because I knew these were cold hardy plants or vegetables. So I knew that they would be okay in the cooler temps, but I also knew that they would be okay during springtime when the temperatures do warm, get a little warmer, right? Let's see here. Let me get this one. So it's going to continue to grow all season long. And cut and come again. Cut and come again. There we go. Let's get to that lettuce. Ooh. I'm a little nervous about the lettuce because I do not want to mistakenly trim off too much. Okay. Look at this. Woo. Ladybugs galore. Hold up. Now look, some of them, they're not the good kind. But I think the ones I have here are the good kind. Okay. So, same thing. Cut from the bottom. And like I told you before, you can pull with your hands. Now, the bad leaves, of course, like these ones at the bottom that are all ugly, that's going to go to the compost bin. Away. Here we go. Ugly leaves on one side. Good leaves. All right. And I'm just going to pull it with my hand because if I go in there with those shears, I may run the risk of damaging the plants because it's so bushy I can't see in there, right? Ah, this whole entire head is just beautiful. I wish I could take the whole plant. But I want it to grow. I want it to grow more. So let's see. I'm gonna keep it separate. It's better to just pull it. I'll tell you that much. It's much easier. Look at those ladybugs. I'm gonna put her back. Him, her. Put them right back. Nice, nice, nice. There we go. Also, you know what? When I harvest, I try to make sure it's a day where I have time to go through the full process. Like, there's times when I've harvested things. Oh, that was a snail. And then they would sit there for the longest before I had the opportunity to get back to them and go ahead and wash them and either cook or store it, right? And I would lose what I worked so hard to grow. And we're not having that. Okay, what I'm harvesting now is, I think, the butter crunch. And next to it is the Paris Island cost. So this is the butter crunch I'm harvesting right now. Okay. I just want to keep it separate, so when I bag it up and refrigerate it, it will be in two separate bags, so I can know what is what. Because they are similar, very similar. Nice, so pretty. All of that. All right, you guys. Let's get started on the other variety, which is the Paris Island. Okay. Same thing. I'm just going to twist it off by hand. Bottom leaves. Oop, ladybug. Again, I'm using one of my grow bags. All right. Harvested my lettuce, the Paris Island, and the butter crunch. My Swiss chard, that's the bright lights. And over here, the kale. Finally got to that kale. Okay, if I had known I could harvest them when they were much smaller, that it's better. You know what? But I think I did okay. All right. Let's go over to the table and take a look at the lettuce and Swiss chard. Okay, everyone. Here's my little table. My little garden table. Look, right here. This is the bright lights Swiss chard. That looks pretty good. I hope you guys can see it, that I have it at a good angle. It's very comfortable today. I'm not quite sure what the temperature is, but it is beautiful. So I had to get out here and do some harvesting. This is the kale. Okay. This is my butter crunch lettuce. And here is the Paris Island. Nice. So, what I was saying earlier is that I try to make sure that I have a day where I can follow through with the whole process. After harvest, I want to go ahead and get it cleaned up and stored. So, like I said, in the past, I have harvested, mustards and collards and cabbage, and then never got around to finishing up with cleaning them and storing them. It didn't happen too often, but it has happened where it would go bad. But you know what? Like I said, nothing goes to waste, because I would always take it and put it in the compost bin. But I'm not growing this to compost it. I'm growing it to eat. This is food to me. So yeah, I'm gonna have a salad today. Look, I don't have any tomatoes grown yet, but I can get store-bought tomatoes. That'll be okay. But I'll be eating my own homegrown lettuce. All right, you guys. Let's catch these collards, huh? Let's get these collards while I'm out here. Let me see if I can go find me something to harvest basket of some sort. What is she doing? Here I am. La-ta-ta. Remember my harvest basket? Okay, let's get to it. Look, just in case my little knees get tired. Okay? I got my little garden. I call it a poof. My little ottoman. Okay. While I'm in here, you know what I do? It's not just a harvest, it's a cleanup. Plus, I'm checking for insects. It looks like that Neem Max has been doing its job, because I see much better conditions in here. There's a ladybug. Go to work. Go back to work. Okay. Much better. Because when I was in here before, it was a mess. Okay. Like, some are good, some are bad. I'm just cutting them away. But see, like this, well, of course I'm not going to eat that. That's trash. That's not even, I don't even think that should go in the compost bin. But let me tell you, I always say if it's disease or it looks bad, it does not go in my compost bin. But I'm told if you have a hot compost, if it's really hot, I guess it's okay to compost things like this. But mine isn't hot. It's not hot to such a degree that I think it'll kill off any bacteria from this. So this is trash. That's going to go in the trash bin. Okay? Harvest and clean up. You know how I do it. Harvest and. These look pretty good. Nice. Oh. Trying to leave ladybugs, let them do their thing. Move to the other side in a minute. I tell you what, I remember with my mustard, it seems like the more I harvested and cut away those mustards, that's why I can't wait. I can't wait for them to be fully mature. When I tell you cut and come again, those mustards are so huge. I would cut them away, and when I come back, I'd have mustard leaves the size of an elephant's ear. I always say that, but if you go back and look at the old footage, let's hope I have more footage just like that this season, because I had mustard leaves that were so big. So the cut and come again thing, it is true. It will grow back. All right. And I'm going to have to sort through these. Now some, while I'm cutting it away, I can tell it's terrible. I'm not keeping it. But then some of them is like, I'm having to make a decision on this. There we go. Those are nice. Some of them you can tell like right away, okay, no, this is trash. But then there's some that's like, yeah. There we go. Nice. And it's time to fertilize. Definitely time to fertilize. So this is, look, I wanted to harvest first, especially these, and then come back and hit it with the fertilizer, because it's like, now it's more open, right? It's more open. That's a bad thing. Look at that. See the difference? Now it's more open. The fertilizer gets directly into the garden bed in there. Let's see, this is an ugly one. Get rid of those ugly leaves, yellowing leaves at the bottom, more airflow. Yes, and now when I fertilize, I can get right down there to the roots. Okay? Plus I have dinner tonight, right? Yeah. All right. I see a kale. I'll grab this little kale. I can get this one and this one. Look at those. Left 2 kale leaves. Okay. So, we got this bed taken care of. This entire raised bed is taken care of. Oh, one thing. The bottom leaves, the lower leaves on these cabbages. Let's take a closer look so I can show you what I'm going to do with that. All right? So the raised bed is now cleared. I've harvested. I left some leaves so we can regrow. Okay, and what I'm going to do before I sign off, I'm not going to go to the other raised bed right now, maybe a little later. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut the bottom leaves on these cabbages. I cut the bottom leaves because you don't want the bottom leaves touching the soil, because it can get diseases and all that, plus airflow. You want airflow. And those lower leaves, those outer leaves, when you cut them away, it allows for the energy and nutrients to go to the center where the head is forming, right? This is a nice large head forming right here. Even that little baby cabbage over there that was struggling is doing better. So I'm going to continue to keep watering and fertilizing and trimming it so it can grow just as strong and healthy. Maybe the runt of the bunch, maybe the smallest head of a cabbage I get, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and trim away those leaves, and I'll let you, I'm going to record a little of it so you can see what I'm doing. It's very simple. So basically, so I'm going to keep probably this much. Go like this. See, just these outer leaves. You're going to see the difference. And look, this doesn't have to go to waste. You can eat these. They're kind of small. This is called stonehead, I'm sorry. Stonehead cabbage. Let's see here. I'm not quite sure how large it's supposed to get, but it says yellow resistant, vigorous variety with blue-green leaves. It's going to be a bluish green color. And it matures in 50 to 70 days. Okay? So, but these outer leaves, I think you can cook these. You may have to cook them a while to make them tender, but you know, this doesn't have to go into the compost bin. You may be able to cook these if they're tender enough, or you cook them until they're tender. You can steam them and make cabbage rolls. You know, nothing goes to waste. Little ladybug hanging out on this one. Airflow, airflow, airflow. And it's not touching the soil. And while I'm in here, I'm just going to clean up the little yellow ugly leaves under there. This is really peaceful out here right now. It's an ugly one. But honestly, the nicer ones, I think I can find something to do with that. Maybe a couple of cabbage rolls. All right. We go out to the other side. May not have to. Good. See, that's what I liked about the raised bed. I told you. Oops. The ladybugs are getting on my nerves. I appreciate you guys, but don't come touching me. I don't want you touching me. Okay? Keep your little ladybug hands to yourself. Don't touch. No touchy, no touchy. You know, I thought I was going to have to go to the other side, but guess what? I can do it all. Let's see. I'll get to have a meeting in a little bit, so I'm kind of trying to pedal to the metal a little bit. There we go. Like I told you, I have meetings for Josh. Look, found another kale leaf I could salvage. Oh, yeah. Little baby over here. There we go. That looks pretty good, y'all. Let me stand up so y'all can see. And here we are. Okay. See, with that one, I think I could have cut off a little bit more. See those outer leaves? They're protective, but also they are meant to catch rainwater. And when you're watering, like with a hose, the way they're angled, they go up, and when the water comes down, it sends it straight to the middle, to that head in the middle. Okay, so they have their purpose, but you don't need to keep all of them, especially the larger ones that are touching the soil. You can cut them away. Like I said, you can eat them, okay, or hey, compost them. It's totally up to you. Most likely I'm going to eat them. I'm going to let you see what they look like. But yeah, this one I think I probably could cut off a little bit more. Okay, let me see if I can grab it right quick while I have you right here. Because I'm just twisting. I'm not, they're coming off pretty easy. There we go. Not too many. This last large one right here, I'll get that one. Let's see what that looks like. What you think? Huh? Okay. I even trimmed the little leaves off the little baby over here. All right. Now, these are the leaves that I trimmed away. Now, come on. I can't imagine myself throwing that away. that can be used for something. I'm going to steam them real good, and I'm going to make cabbage rolls. If I do, I will record it and let you see. Okay, you guys, that's it for today. For now, I probably will go and harvest the lettuce and collards from the other raised beds over there. And if I do, I will record it so you guys can get a look at that. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm going to continue to wash what I did harvest today. I still have the collards to do, and also now those cabbage leaves. And if I do cook them and make the cabbage rolls, I will record it so you can see and share the recipe with you. Okay, you guys? So I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you for joining me today in the garden. I appreciate you, and you enjoy the rest of your day. And there may be a part two. There'll be a part two. All right, bye now.